Next, the therapist and client together use the Knowledge is Power sheet to reinforce the concept of functional analysis. Together, they focus on a recent time the client experienced urges to get high, helping him to better understand his personal triggers and anticipated consequences of using versus not using. The goal is to give him more control and options. Next, the therapist and client together use the Knowledge is Power sheet to reinforce the concept of functional analysis. Together, they focus on a recent time the client experienced urges to get high, helping him to better understand his personal triggers and anticipated consequences of using versus not using. The goal is to give him more control and options.
So let's go over this together, and I'll do the writing for you. How about if you think about a recent time that you've smoked,
Okay.
and we'll kind of tease it apart
Alright.
to see how it was for you, okay? So what was going on when you were thinking about smoking?
Alright, well, I was at my friend Chris's,
Okay.
and I was sleeping over his house, and we just decided to smoke, I guess.
Okay. How did that come up?
Well, we were just kind of sitting around, and like usually like before we do it, we talk about it a little bit, like just like figure out what we're gonna smoke out of and all this stuff.
Okay. So it sounds like you were bored because there wasn't something else to do, or that was the activity.
Yeah, that was like the activity. I mean, there was other things to do, but like, I don't know. I was like that week had also been like a pretty stressful week and everything. So I don't know. I felt like smoking just because I thought it might just calm me down a little bit for like the week to come or the weekend, because I also had a busy weekend and everything.
So it was kind of like, we'll put this in the thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Your thoughts were things are pretty stressful, and you were with Chris, and Chris is a fun guy.
Yeah.
So you figured you'd smoke and you'd have a good time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what was going on in your head. But maybe stepping back, it was the idea about, I need a break.
Yeah.
Things are like piling up. So it was kind of the stress of the week. And anything particular that was different from this past week?
Not really. I mean, actually that week was a pretty big test week. Like it was kind of like the quarter was in school. The quarter was like finishing off, and all the teachers wanted to get like one last test in before the quarter ended. And there's some, as usual, in my house was pretty stressful. Everything going on there.
So we'll say pressures, school and home. Okay. Your thoughts and feelings were, you need a break. Things are pretty stressful. And Chris is a guy you can smoke with and have a good time with.
Yeah.
Okay. And inside, what were you telling yourself? Because I don't know if that, you said it was last week?
Yeah.
So,
I haven't smoked since my parents caught me. So.
Okay. Was there any thought about whether you should smoke or not, or you were pretty set, I want to smoke?
It's pretty much like just, I want to smoke.
Smoking is going to do it for me.
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because, I mean, like, I've been in that situation in the past, like a stressful week, and I had smoked, and that pretty much just took everything away,
Yeah, okay. So you were thinking about smoking, you and Chris were setting up paraphernalia.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself, I can't wait because, I need to get away from it.
I mean, usually, like, right before you do it, it's kind of like, you get really pumped, you get really excited, like, wow, this is going to be fun.
Okay. So you're thinking that, so then you smoked?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much, do you remember how much you were smoking?
I don't know. We probably packed about 3 or 4 bowls.
Okay.
Probably at the most, I don't know. Probably more like 3, but yeah.
Okay. And so the last 2 categories, what would you say, what were the good things that happened as a result?
I had a good time, and I don't know, like the next day I was pretty it took a little bit off. Like my stress level, I think, went down.
Okay. Okay. So stress went down.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a good time. Increase, stress, decrease. Anything else? Any other positive?
Other than those two, no.
Okay. And how about the next category? What bad things happened as a result of you using?
Well, I think that, like, since that week was particularly stressful, I actually went home and the next day I smoked again, and I think that's how my parents caught me, because my mom must have gone up in my room while I was out.
Okay.
And smelled marijuana and checked around and found my stuff. So I guess that was the reason.
Okay, that's a reason.
So,
That's a negative result. So you got caught.
yeah.
Anything else?
Just like pretty much just the basics, like throat hurt the next day.
Okay.
Felt pretty tired the next day, but.
So tired. How about with your girlfriend? Did she find out?
She did find out because I forgot to call her. I was supposed to call her, and
so would that be in the I mean, did that kind of create a little stress with that? Would you say that would go into the negative category?
yeah, she was pretty mad.
Okay. So girlfriend, man. Okay. So do you see how that kind of works? You start with the trigger, and it was stress at home and pressures at school with the tests, and then what your thoughts or feelings were, kind of what was going on in your head about how you're feeling and how you thought smoking would help, and then the behavior was that you smoked, and then the positive results were, and I just put good times arrow up, stress arrow down, and then the negative results were that you smoked again, that led to you getting caught, that you were tired, and that you forgot to call your girlfriend, and as a result you got in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'd like you to sort of map it out for next week.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.